Oh, you real hearts, don't be shut out in the dark. Let them see your sparks. Oh, you real souls, don't you hide out in the cold. Let yourselves be known.
Harry, it's lovely to have you in the studio tonight.
Thank you for having me, I appreciate it.
Congratulations on Sunday night's gig in Walthamstow. I was in the audience and it was a great night.
Yeah, it's always good to play sort of locally and you know, try and build a bit more of a local fan base. I've done a few gigs in Walthamstow last year, and one was God's Own Junkyard, which was really good, really fun. I don't know if you've ever been there, it's an amazing place, but yeah, I do enjoy playing in Walthamstow.
Yeah, great. And so it was a very enjoyable evening for everyone.
I'm glad.
Yeah. And you are originally from Northamptonshire.
I am.
So when did you decide to relocate to London?
I think, to be honest, I've wanted to for quite some time, but I moved here a couple of years ago, just purely for music reasons. I liked where I lived, but it's just there wasn't really any opportunity there. There's way more opportunity, you know, obviously in London and just inner city stuff, you know, and I've met so many sort of useful and awesome contacts since being here, which has really helped me out.
Yes. And you had a massive year last year, 2016. You played at quite a number of festivals, including Carfest, South by Southwest. What does it feel like when you're performing at gigs like that?
It's always lovely atmosphere. Like it always, at any festival, it's always everyone's all in the same boat. You know, it's always really nice. Depending on how big the stage is, the bigger the stages are, the more you start getting a little bit more petrified. You know, you get a little bit nervy.
So you do have stage fright sometimes.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Whatever the stage actually, I always get nervous. But yeah.
How do you deal with that?
Have a beer? No, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Really, just I suppose it's good. I think it's good to have nerves. It's good to have that pressure there.
Yes.
And yeah, just stay calm really, and just you kind of sort of get into a zone. Make sure you get into this zone, and then you can't sort of just rush on and do it. You know, you have to
prepare.
Yeah.
And you have also played at Glastonbury, which is safe to say one of the most iconic festivals, really.
Yeah, it'd be amazing to be playing there.
How did that come about, if you don't mind me asking?
I won a competition. It was called Road to the 100 Club, and it was PRS were heavily involved with it, and Island Records were too, and PRS gave me the opportunity to come into Glastonbury and play at their backstage area, which was really cool. There was bands like Slaves playing there, and like people I'm quite a fan of.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was really good. It was just a way in, you know. And then I played at the Rabbit Hole stage and a few others. It was incredibly wet and slippery everywhere, but that was all part of the vibe.
Yes.
But yeah, it was. I suppose it was a different feeling to all the others, just because it is so iconic, isn't it? But
Yes.
But yeah, I would say yeah, it was probably the best one. Yeah.
Did you find some time to enjoy the backstage area after? Were some
Yeah,
A&T?
yeah, it was. Yeah, there was some free booze and pizzas and
Sounds great.
and some music and stuff, and yeah, all the backstage areas have all got bands playing it. You know, so there's music everywhere, so it's always good.
What other highlights did you have in 2016?
Well, other than all the festivals, I recorded an EP that I did crowdfunding for. And it was, I haven't had too much experience in the studio, but I was lucky enough to work with a guy called Danny Casteller, who's worked with people like REM and Snow Patrol and Paolo Nutini and amongst many others. But it was a really good introduction into that world, really, and yeah, that was quite a big thing for me, really. It was, yeah, and I had a big sort of EP launch night, and it was sold out, which was great, and just had a great time. It's really good. Yeah, I'd say that was a big highlight. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have spoken about the highlights, and there were many, but unfortunately 2016 was a bittersweet year for you because of the heartbreaking passing of your dad, which I'm so sorry about.
Yeah, that it was kind of a yin and yang year for me, really. Like, yeah, sort of, and it was a surprise as well. So it was a pretty bad surprise. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of inspired me to write a lot of material. Yeah, I don't know, really. It was just, yeah, it's one of those things that unfortunately does happen, but it did kind of help me to move forward with my music somehow, if that makes any sense. But
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And your dad's very much connected in your music, which is lovely.
Yeah, and I mean, I started off playing in a band with him when I was sort of 15, 16, and he taught me my sort of first few chords on guitar, and a big influence, really, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll be very proud of you.
I hope so.
Oh, he will. And, you know, 2017 is undoubtedly going to be another great year for you. You are going on tour soon. You're just getting set to
Yeah,
go
my
off
first ever. It'll be my first experience of doing all these sort of ticket jobs everywhere and seeing what happens, you know.
How have you been preparing for the tour?
Well, I've obviously got this. I've written a new EP, so that's it's all kind of revolving around that. But I've got a drummer lined up to be playing with. I'm kind of trying to sort of vamp it up a bit, you know. The set, really, half of it kind of what I'm used to doing, and the other half kind of liven it up a bit, you know. So yeah, things like that, and I'm getting some merch together, and
great.
And vinyl and all sorts.
That's fantastic. And where can your fans and people watching the interview, where can they find out information about your tour?
Well, harrypane.com is the main one.
Yes.
And there's the links all to everything else. The website is probably the best option, really. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook and everything else. So.
Brilliant. And what else can we expect from you from 2017?
Other than the tour, it's this new EP.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's called The Wild Winds. It's going back to sort of the subject of my dad. I feel like it's a bit of a closure. This one for me. There's a few sort of heartfelt songs in there, but they've got a lot of meaning, and as I say, it is a closure for me. But there's a different sound in a few of them. It's as I say, with the tour, trying to rock it up a bit. I've changed my sound with a few of these songs, but I'm quite excited to see what the reaction will be. Yeah.
Excellent. And again, check out the website.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Fantastic. Yeah. We're in for a bit of a treat because you're about to perform a track from your new EP.
I'd say it was the lead track for this EP. It's called Fletcher Bay. It's a place in New Zealand. Where me and my dad actually were out there together about 10 years ago, and we discovered it together, and it's at the end of this really long, sort of quite crazy peninsula road on the North Island of New Zealand, and it's called Fletcher Bay. Yeah. And I had the chance to go back in December, and I took a little box of his ashes and spread them there. So that it kind of inspired me to write that song. So it's it's a pretty important song. But as long as I've got it there for forever, it's good. it's a happy one, you know.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to hear it.
Thanks.
Thanks so much, Harry. Good luck with everything. You certainly don't need it, and we would love to have you back again later on in the year with more new material.
I'd love to come back. Yes. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome.
As I travel round these roads that wind, I feel my mind collide with memories when I felt alive. I'm reaching my goal, Fletcher Bay's in my soul. It's a discovery I'll remember till I'm old. So take me to the place that you know. Together we can go, we can fly away. Together we can find Fletcher Bay. Such sights and such flights as these birds and leaves explore the skies. It's near Fletcher Bay they will fly. They're reaching their goal. Fletcher Bay's in their soul. It's a discovery I'll remember till I'm old. So take me to the place that you know. Together we can go, we can fly away. Together we can find Fletcher Bay. And 9 years have passed since these views have touched our hearts. I can't believe we can come back again. But I've returned to say that I will leave and you will stay. Your heart, your soul belongs to Fletcher Bay.